Hey guys,
I'm Jerry.
I'm Sierra.
We're ladies.
And we tangent. Covered in shit.
I might flash my whole fucking crotch. I'm gonna try not to.
Yeah, it's pointing right at me.
Sorry.
Put away that weapon, girl.
Is your crotch hungry, girl? Because it's eating your pants.
No.
Did you just call it a weapon?
Hank's gonna get upset again.
Oh no.
We can't start it like this. Hank.
Sorry.
Miss you, bud.
Miss you.
Hope you're doing well.
Sorry that the transition into telling you that was my shorts.
It is. We are who we are.
Oh.
What's
up, everyone? Hello.
How we doing?
To everyone in addition to Hank.
To Hank and others.
Oh.
Hey everybody. What the fuck is going on? Guess what? Guess what we've done?
What have we done?
Sim stuff.
Sim stuff.
We did it for real.
We did do it for real.
We've started the process. The process is started.
I have not yet edited that video,
okay.
but it's gonna come.
It's gonna come.
To Patreon, where I built the wedding venue
for the wedding.
That
and
may or may not happen.
Maybe. And I just got a thick computer setup. It's not. It's like very basic, but it is a PC computer setup. So it's happening. It got delivered to my house to fucking day.
I also thought we have that neon sign of Ladies and Tangents. You should have that in that area.
100%.
That would look dope.
Yes. Oh my God. I cannot wait.
I thought about it today.
It's going to be, let's do it. Oh my gosh. So we're going to do that. We don't know a schedule yet. We're just kind of riffing it, but you want Sims content. We're going to give it to you. And that's what I know.
That is what I also know.
We know it together. Do you have anything that happened this
Come here.
Help me. So much.
Just one tiny hair was going across.
My God,
and I was
dude.
like, what in the 2006 is happening?
My hair is like, I think that we know the way we're supposed to go. Full swoop.
Full swoop.
Come on.
You don't go full swoop.
You don't go full swoop.
The only thing that's happened is I know.
Jesus, girl.
If you're watching, I don't know if you can see, maybe my white legs are blaring it out, but
oh my Christ.
I have a horrific bruise on my ankle. And if you don't follow me on Instagram,
you bruise like I've never seen a person bruise before in my life.
This was pretty bad. And can I tell you something embarrassing?
Yeah.
Is I had a bruise that looked like this once on my thigh.
Yes.
And I did it out of makeup. And I went to a track meet wearing shorts.
What?
With it out. I don't know if I was trying to be like
Jerry.
an SFX makeup artist.
Did you need attention?
I did. I needed attention really bad. I was like
it's
dropping.
Okay to admit that.
I was dropping something off, and I remember someone who like our family has known forever stops me, and she goes, "Oh my God, what happened to your leg?" And I was like, "Nah."
You lick your finger and just fucking wipe it off. Tricked you, bitch.
No, worse. I lied, and I was like, "Oh, just injured."
You ever just get injured?
You ever just get injured unexpectedly? I was hit by a car, if you can believe it.
I've gotten your parents in so much trouble.
If I was smarter. No, but this is a real bruise. Please don't touch it. It hurts.
I won't. I actually want it to get away from me.
It goes down further onto my foot. This happened because I tripped. Trying to take Forrest to bed.
Yeah.
And I went to catch myself on my ottoman, and the ottoman has a top on it because it's a storage ottoman.
Yeah.
The top was not on it securely, and so I fell through. So the wooden part, I just
right onto your
all of my
shin.
weight.
And let me tell you something. Yeah, have you gotten an X-ray? Do you want to see if that's broken? Like, do you know? Because I feel like
I think it's fine.
Okay. I just feel like shin bones can break easily.
Really?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean,
I actually don't
can
know
flex
that for
my foot.
Okay, then you're fine.
If I didn't see it, I wouldn't know.
Well, I'll tell you, I broke my ankle once, and that shit fucking swelled up so much they couldn't put my shoe back on to go to the hospital. They were like, take that. My foot.
Put that thing back where it came from.
So help me. I was in 6th grade, and my foot went from like this to fucking this in like 20 minutes. It was huge.
That's what mine was like when I sprained it. And they just taped it back together, and they're like, "Get back out on the court, Tiger."
No, Corey told me that he did that once. He had his dad cut his cast off so he could play.
Sports kids are not all right. We're not okay.
What's wrong with you?
We're not okay. But I think that's why I have this giant bruise, and I'm like, "What bruise?"
Fine.
Now, if I touch it, No, actually, I can kind of push on it. It just looks bad.
You're in the healing phase. I feel like it was probably worse actually a couple days ago when I saw it, and it didn't look that bad.
No, it was yellow a couple days ago.
Yeah, it was very yellow. But it probably hurt worse then.
Yeah, for sure.
Bruises are crazy.
They're so crazy. It's a something hematoma.
Subdural
Hematoma.
That's what I've always said.
I have a dermal hematoma. That's also what I told that person at the track meet. I was like, oh, it's just a subdermal hematoma from when I got hit by a car.
From when that car hit me. I got hit by a bus.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I hit
Regina
a car.
Georged me.
Oh my God. I hit a car one time. We had weight training.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this.
And I hit a car.
Yeah.
And everyone saw me do it.
And then you just drove away?
Well, no, the girl was there and I was like, is everything cool? And she's like, yeah, everything's fine. I wasn't going that fast. But then another time, my ex-boyfriend cheated on me, lied to me, did something shitty to me. I don't know.
Horrible
and
person.
Wanted to make amends. And so he put flowers on my car.
He hit your car.
No, he put flowers on my car. So when I came out from weight training, there were flowers on my car. I put them on the ground and in front of everyone, ran them over.
Bullshit.
Just dramatic.
Yeah.
Listen, if I'm putting a fake bruise on my leg at a track meet, you know I'm running over flowers in a couple of years.
You were a theater kid at heart. Why the fuck were you not in theater with me in subsetting?
Because I had to play sports.
That's annoying.
I know.
Should have been in theater. You could have really thrived.
I tried out for one musical and I didn't even make the chorus.
I know, me neither.
I never tried again.
Guess what? I was a stagehand, baby. Wore all black, like my soul, and I loved it.
I didn't get anything.
You didn't even get to stage?
It was because my family was going on a cruise.
Oh, bitch.
And she knew that.
The fuck?
But I scratched my name out.
Cruise kid.
I know.
Cruise kid.
I scratched my name out because I'm like, I don't give a fuck to be in this musical when I'm going to go on a cruise.
So
before I found out I hated cruises.
Me too. Specifically the one we went to school with. No, just kidding. I actually liked that cruise. Remember his name was Cruz?
I think there was a couple cruises.
I liked them all.
Okay.
I'm lying. It's just a subdermal hematoma in my brain. Sorry. I like to lie. Okay. I'm back.
I'm back. I'm alive. I'm lying.
Fuck you. I'm looking at you. Fuck you.
Oh, hell. Oh, I scratched my name out of it. The choir director called my dad and was like, hey, why did Jerry scratch her name out? And he was like, I don't know. He pulled me out of class. Actually, we were in the class together. It was Goody Fuller's class.
Yes.
He pulled me out and he was like, why'd you take your name? So dramatic.
Drama.
Listen, when I put a fake bruise on myself at a track meet and I ran over flowers, of course, my dad is going to pull me out into the hallway and have a monologue.
Your own father did it?
Yeah.
I've seen your dad at our shows. He fucking would do this shit.
He would do that. Why did you scratch your name out? Because we're going on a cruise, Dad. You know what week that is.
You know what the fuck it is?
I think you should still try out. And I'm like, for fucking what? What, are we canceling vacation if I get the lead or something?
Yeah.
And so I tried out. I sang a song and I had to, I think I've told the story before, I had to read a sentence in a tiny baby voice. And so all I did was just embarrass myself only to be told, no, you got nothing. You got nothing, kid. Have fun on your cruise.
I was in 2 plays and then I was a stagehand, but I had small roles in both plays.
You did plays, not musicals?
No, I would never do I'm not a musical.
I only tried out for a musical.
I was in the Crucible, babe.
I never tried out for plays.
Well, okay.
Because I was like, oh, you can't sing? I'm not going to be in this one.
No, I was just an actor. I just wanted to say, you're a witch. And I was fucking great at it.
I was just a liar.
Okay.
So I just would paint fake bruises on myself.
Yeah, you were acting in real life.
Yeah.
Hey, crazy.
I've been acting for a long time.
And I know this. Now.
No, not anymore, because Kay told me no more. Anyway.
I've been really into rap beef.
Oh my God.
Girl?
Me too. But
the way that I could have written a dissertation and fucking the way that I was explaining it to Corey and his eyes were glazing over last night. He couldn't have cared less. I was like, look me in the face right now. You need to be deep in this with me.
You should have called me.
I should have.
I'm looking at you.
Fuck you. Well, we can talk about it after this because I'll tell you, I went line by line and I was fucking like, oh, you don't know about this line? Let me tell you the backstory of it. Oh, you don't know about this line? Let me tell you the backstory of it. And Corey was like, it's 45 minutes, Sierra. And I was like, we're just on song 1. There's been like 7.
They've been dropping them left and right. What you guys need to know is that on our way to our Michigan show, we drove. It was me, Sierra, and Corey. And there was a good, I don't know how long, we're only
over an hour.
We only listened to diss tracks from artists.
And we didn't even get to the Drake and Kendrick ones.
Yep.
That's how many there are. And because I'm neurodivergent, this is a hyper focus of mine. Before every one, I had to give them a full fucking backstory on what was going on at that time period. And I think you guys liked it. I don't want to assume, but you were like, Sierra, I've never cared about anything as much as you care about this fucking rap shit. And I was like, I can't help it.
It's intense.
It is a really insane hyper focus. So now I've hyper focused on Drake and Kendrick's, and I'm not gonna lie, the most savage part of all of it is Metro Boomin. Do you know that shit? BBL Drizzy.
Randy just showed it to me.
BBL Drizzy.
Randy just showed it to me yesterday that he made a beat.
Bro, it's the first distrumental we've ever fucking had in history. Distrumental. Because do you know why it happened?
Because he thinks that Drake got a BBL?
Well, yeah, but Drake said, Metro, shut up and go play some drums. Like, shut up and go make a beat. And Metro was like, say less. BBL Drizzy. Yeah, because on Megan Thee Stallion's track that I had them listen to, Hiss, one of my favorites. I do listen to it every time we take off on a flight. It really gets me fucking bombed for the flight. Although, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar is now it's in the chamber. It's in the fucking chamber.
I fucking love that song.
I have listened to it. I'm like, dude, the fucking beat, the way that I'm shaking my ass to a fucking diss is she a pedophile.
A minor.
I can't fucking stop. It's
I was
so
listening to it in Marshall's when I bought this shirt. That's why I bought a shirt that says salty. Because I am.
You know, the backstory on that too is that they're like, Drake doesn't do like dance songs. So he was like, oh, I'll make a fucking dance song and I'll diss you on the same fucking one. Anyways. Okay. The like most insane part about the BBL, because Megan Thee Stallion also said that Drake, she says a partner song where it's like making fun of women for their BBLs when you're walking around and you have the same scars. Okay. So calling him out. Because he's got like ab etching and all that fucking shit. But you're going to lie about it? Don't lie about it.
Don't lie about it.
Don't lie about it, babe. Just be about it. Anyways, but the best part about that, I don't know if you know what happened with that beat, is that he released it publicly to the world. And he was basically like, go ahead and use this. Shit on Drake. So he was just like, opened it up. Oh, it's just Kendrick against Drake? No. Now I'm going to open it up to the world. You fucked with a fucking producer. You fucked with the person who makes the beats. And he's like, now I'm going to have the entire
of us against Drake
world shit on you. And we're all going to laugh.
Now, here's a question.
Okay.
Because Drake's house just got broken into and there was a shooting. But I was told that it doesn't have anything to do with the Kendrick beef.
No, I don't think so. At least what I have so far. Now, again, all of my TikToks.
That's scary to me is like.
Well, yeah, because I told you about the whole Pac and Biggie thing.
That's why I said, what in the Pac and Biggie is going on right now?
I know, it's crazy. Well, because after that, after the Kendrick disses, people are like, I guess he has to kill him. Like, there's like, truly, he how do you get up? There's a fucking TikTok I watched, and it's like he's beating him up, and he's like, "You want what he's got?" And the next person is J. Cole, because J. Cole released a diss,
and then
immediately apologized. He was like, "I don't actually want the smoke.
Actually, I don't want to.
You want what he's got?"
I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play at all. Here's this conspiracy theory. It's all orchestrated by Diddy to distract. From what's happening with him.
Truly, and Corey asked me that. He was like, how many of these do you think are them collaborating with each other? And I said, to be fair, I do think some
rap beef is orchestrated.
Drake had a thing with Meek Mill, and then they did a song together. You know what I mean? The whole back-to-back thing. Yeah. We didn't play that one, and I should have for you. Don't worry. We got a part 2. We're going to take another road trip, and I'm going to get you guys
Diss track road trip, part 2.
But then they did a song together. So it's like, I think a lot of it is influencers. What you guys need to know, and this is important in today's climate because of the environment and what we're all living in, okay, is that influencers and celebrities know one thing: attention is attention. We don't give a fuck if it's good or bad. If you're talking about, we do.
We care.
We're not celebrities. I'm not talking about us.
You said influencers.
We're also not that.
Oh,
if I'm
okay,
being real.
okay.
I'm talking about influencers on TikTok whose job is influencing.
Got
who
it.
Literally their job is just reviewing products or getting online and making viral videos.
Got it.
They don't care. JoJo Siwa doesn't fucking care that she's being talked shit about. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
Because right now, and she's feeding into it. You see these videos of her. She is
like
going
all press is
all
good
in.
press kind of. Yeah.
Yes. And because these videos, everything, they're getting paid from attention.
Clicks get money. Doesn't matter if you're hate watching or
that's it.
Watching.
So if you adamantly don't like these people, instead of talking shit about them, which I mean, whatever, you just block them. That's like a new wave that's happening right now after the Met Gala. There's a whole fucking.
Yes.
And I fully support that. Block those people. I think it's disgusting what happened. If you need to, you can Google it. But I mean, we don't have to go. I talked Corey's ear off about that 2 nights ago as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just fucking the amount of, it's feeling very Hunger Games-y.
Yes.
And I think it's so gross with the climate in the world right now and what is happening and the fact that it's just gross.
Yeah.
So just like flaunting your wealth and the things that you have.
Meanwhile, there are people who are
dying. They're dying and they were told they were going to be safe and now they're dying.
Yeah.
So
again, they told they were going to be safe and now they're dying again.
It's disgusting. So, I mean, if we have to tell you to, I guess, just don't talk shit about them. Don't make a video about them. Don't give them anything.
Yeah.
Just block them.
Yeah.
Because you're the reason that they're famous. BBL Drizzy.
I was like, why? How did we get here and why?
I'm sorry. Because I can't stop, Jerry. I'm in a fucking hole.
I'm in a hole.
I am seeing.
That hole's going to kill us.
That hole is what's going to kill us.
Mm.
Anyways, here's what I have for you today.
Okay. BBL Drizzy.
The only reason I brought that up, BBL Drizzy, is because my neurodivergents know that is my stim.
Oh.
So if you hear me, I can't stop. That and what is it? The braids. Have you heard that one? What is it? The braids.
No.
Oh my God. That's another one. It's not another
TikTok
diss.
thing?
It's another Kendrick diss.
Oh God.
And he says that. What is it? The braids.
Oh, that's what I was going to tell you because you were talking about these things being orchestrated.
I don't think this one is.
I don't think this one is.
I don't think this one is.
Because I don't know that Drake would okay some of the stuff that Kendrick is saying in the
tracks. That's certainly not what I don't think that's what's happening here. I do think, and like I said, what I told Corey was I think that they have in the past. This one I think probably not. This one feels like I hate you. This one feels very Chris Brown and Quavo. These people fucking hate each other.
That's so scary. That's so scary.
It is scary. But for some reason, I want there to be if there's a college course on it, can you send me the link? Because I want to fucking learn everything I can about this shit. For some reason, it's
beefs?
so... Well,
where's the beef?
I think what it is...
And you guys want an episode about beef?
I think what it is, and Jerry said it perfectly, is that the theater kid in me loves that this is very West Side Story. It is very... They're basically writing poetry about each other.
Yeah.
And then saying it, and we're dancing to it. And to me... That's one of the funniest things in the world. And I know it's fucked up. And I know there's very intense claims. But you guys can't. You have to see the theatrics in it is so fucking funny.
Yeah, the theatrics to put those claims to songs is like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's so funny.
It's comical in like a, are we okay?
Are we fine?
kind
guys,
of way.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
That's why I fucked your bitch. Anyways. Great.
What do you have for us today, Cece?
Here's what I have for you. I have a lot of pop-ups that are covering my screen. I can't fucking.
How about I said Cece in the car and Ollie was like, why did you say Cece? And I was like, because that's what we call Cece. And he goes, like Cecilia, the girl in my class? And I was like, no.
I wish that was my fucking name.
That's not Cece. Although you do call her Cece as well.
I love that. I wanted a little girl named Cecilia, but then I knew that people would call her Cece. And then I was like, we can't both be Cece's.
Yeah. Cece squared.
It's too many Cece's. What I have for you today is a theory. That's not actually a theory. It's our favorite kind of theory. I can't get in trouble for this because it's not real. It's a TikTok theory, I think. maybe it's based in some
Science. Hank.
I would say astrology.
Pseudoscience.
Sure. Religion based. Maybe. Not well, we don't have a religion, but not like Christianity.
Okay.
But I'm talking more so of like
like a belief system, spirituality.
Yes.
Spirituality.
Spirituality.
You just have spirituality.
Just be spiritual.
I've never been more spiritual in my life.
That's what I know. And the reason why I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, because until I heard about it, which was through a Taylor Swift song, by the way. And that's when I...
Invisible String. I love that song.
Yeah. I've never actually heard it. I heard a TikTok about the song that was like, do you know this is based on a real like theory, quote unquote, and then went into the theory. And then I was like, oh my God, that theory is so prevalent in my life. And that's why I wanted to talk about it.
Yep.
Should I start with the Corey thing or should I do the string theory
I would say
first?
do the theory first and then we'll say how it applies to you.
Okay. And honestly, here's what you need to know. Number one, this could be not real at all. So don't take anything from it.
No, we're just having a silly, goofy time.
We're just having fun. But also, it doesn't have to be romantic. And it doesn't mean if you have somebody in your life that there's a string theory about, that it has to be like your soulmate.
Yeah.
Could just be somebody that like,
you don't have to
I'm getting
fuck their bitch. But you can.
Motherfucker. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. Here we go. Invisible string theory is the idea that you or another person, potentially your soulmate, are connected through an invisible string or thread, and that it's written in the universe that you will be together one day. Okay. Either friendship-wise, soulmate-wise, like romantically, but basically you will, no matter how many times you've disconnected, you will eventually connect. It is like written in the stars. Okay.
Romantic.
I know it. Okay. Throughout a platonic or romantic relationship, two people may come together and pull away over many different years, but always they inexplicably reconnect. They find each other as if there's a literal string tied between them, ensuring that neither person can ever fully break away from the other.
That sounds toxic, but I know it's not.
Okay. And that's why I need to like really preface this with like, if you're hearing this and you're like somebody who like romanticizes, I need you to not do this to yourself. Don't find a reason to stay with a toxic person through this.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Please, for the love of God. That is not what the fuck we're saying. Here we go. This theory suggests that everyone has someone in their lives who is attached to them by an unbreakable string that transcends time, distance, geography. The key to this theory is that the belief that this is a relationship that is not purely determined by choice, but rather by fate. By the way, this is all from a Women's Health magazine fucking article.
Every time we hear strings of fate.
Because it's not real. And so this is just for fun.
Do you remember in Hercules with the three sisters who share the one eye?
Yes.
And they're like cutting the string.
I
but
fucking love those people.
Me too. I
then
fucking
they go
love
to cut
those witches.
Hercules, spoiler alert, and it's gold.
I know. They're like, I can't cut this. What the hell? And they're like, wait a minute. Give me the eye. Let me see. And then they're like, oh, goop, goop, goop. It's falling all over.
Dust their eye off because it falls on the ground so many times.
It's disgusting. Yeah.
I love them.
I love them so much. Support your local witch, everybody.
That's what I've always said.
Yeah. But that's what I think of when I think of fate is the string.
They are the fate. You know, they're like, that's what they're named. They're the fates or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
we went to school with the fates.
You fucking actually did. That's funny. The key to this theory.
They didn't share eyes.
I hope not. I fucking hope not.
They did share a womb once.
That's true. They're twins. You're gross for that. Get your own womb.
Mom, get out of my womb.
Get out of my fucking womb. Here's a fun story about Corey. Corey was a womb mate at one time or another. Mm-hmm. And he was a mono twin. And if you know what that means, they had the same umbilical cord and all of the things. They were identical twins, shared everything, placenta, all of it, and an umbilical cord. And this son of a bitch was killing his twin. They came out and they said that if they would have lasted any longer, Corey would have just sucked the life out of his twin because he was He looked a full month older, they said, than Zach did when
Yeah.
they came out because he was just taking all the nutrients. What a dick.
What? He's like, how about that? How about this string, brother?
Invisible string. I'm taking all. It's crazy. Okay.
Sucking the life out of you through this very visible string that we share.
Funny. All right. This is the idea that the universe itself is stitched together with unseen threads that are all leading us to our destinies, whether we want them to or not. So this is why it's like very spiritual and like you have to, okay? And yes, this theory does suggest that there's just one perfect match out there for everyone romantically, which is why it's something that you shouldn't fucking probably lean 100% into because I'm not even sure if I believe that there's one person that you're supposed to be. Like, I don't know that I believe in a soulmate romantically. I believe that there are people that are
soul group
100% meant to be in your life forever.
Yes.
And I believe that Corey's one of those people for me. And honestly, I felt that way with, like, I feel tied to Noah's dad in that way because I know that him and I will be in each other's lives forever. Like, not in a romantic way. We're very much just friends now, obviously. But I still I felt when I met him like a different kind of connection where I'm like, you and I, we're going to be in each other's lives. And then I was like, guess what? We actually literally are because we had a kid together.
Yeah. And I had that as well. And I remember multiple times in Kent being like, I don't know how and I don't know why, but I know that I'm going to marry this person.
It's supposed to be.
Even if he leaves and goes to Florida, even if like we are apart for some amount of time, I know that at some point we end up together. And I don't know if that's because Ollie and Forrest were like hellbound to be Earthside.
That's what I'm saying.
But
and so don't take this because we don't want this to be like something, especially if you have like grandiose delusions sometimes.
Yeah.
Please don't take this and let your mind run with it. That's not what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm halfway through Baby Reindeer. Just be...
Oh my God, did you start? I almost started it last night. Shut the fuck up.
Alex and I started it.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to
And we got to a point where I was like, I actually can't watch
can't.
this anymore.
Yeah.
I have to take a break from it because it is...
Triggering?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard of something the other day that I really want to implement. And it is, as much as I know that triggers are a thing in my life, there's a flip side to it, a reverse, called glimmers. And I've really honestly been trying to look at those more so than the triggers, or as much as.
Yeah.
Every
Acknowledging them.
Yes. And
Did I say that word weird?
No, you said it good. Acknowledging. I think.
I
sounded good for me.
Felt like I heard myself slur. Acknowledging. Agnostic.
But yeah, it was just like the other day I walked and I was like, I can feel the sun on my face and it feels good and the air smells like spring. And like I just stopped what I was doing for a minute and you could hear the birds and I was like, I'm happy. I think I'm happy. I think I feel happy. I love happy. And so I just like leaned into that moment and I swear to God, it was like a drug. I like opened my eyes and I was like, I think I'm high. I think I just took something because
the birds
like
have done that to me.
Switched something on.
I think that's why I like spring so much.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, my allergies certainly don't.
Well, yeah, there's that. But everything coming back to life and you remembering like how good things are when they're not just cold and dark and dead.
Sad and wet. Yes.
I hate when I'm cold, dark, dead, and wet.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
The best part about invisible string theory, however, is that it doesn't just apply to your love life. In fact, you can think of it in terms of career moves, friends, or other ways that you're supposed to find your life's purpose, which I think is this for you and I.
Yes.
That's why I wanted to say this, because I think that we can tie a lot of this to the eventual thought that we were supposed to do this.
Yes, I agree.
It helps to understand why people come into our lives in ways that don't always make logical sense, but that usually gives some sort of greater fulfillment, purpose, and meaning. So how can it show up in your life? Honestly, there's so many different, literally this, it says, to quote Mean Girls, the limit does not exist. So basically, there have been so many people, like if you look on TikTok, there are so many fucking hashtag, that's where I first saw it. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And it was the craziest stories. It was like, there's one where these two moms are neighbors, side by side, best friends, grow up, like continue to be best friends. They have babies at the same time. Their kids grow up to marry each other, and now they're having a grandchild and their grandmas together and they were like, we think your moms are soulmates. Like truly,
Well,
it was so beautiful.
That reminds me of that story of the person who the little boy saved her from a house and then they ended up getting married.
Yes.
And they didn't know that was who.
It's crazy. It's like this person was meant to be in your life in
Cross
some way or
paths
another.
with you,
And
yeah.
if you keep denying it, we're going to keep throwing them at you one way or another. Another
way
one.
or another.
Another one was like, there was a person on TikTok who took a photo with her friends at a concert where a random stranger is like photobombing her. And then years later, they're fucking dating each other. Didn't even realize until she was looking through photos that they're in it together.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They were at the same concert. They
Yeah.
literally like crossed paths. Well, now I'm going to tell you mine. Okay. Because I feel like this is a good spot to tell you. And I don't want it to be like, we're soulmates, but like this is a crazy occurrence of events. Even when I was going through it, because I wrote them down to make sure I didn't miss any, I was like thinking of more. Also, is this crazy or is it small town? I don't know. But when I was 10 years old, I lived in a neighborhood, a very small neighborhood, and I had a group of neighborhood kids that were my friends, and we played together every single day. Now, a house across the street moved in, and they had young kids. They had a trampoline. I remember this because I was like, oh my God, I've never had a trampoline. I'm so poor. Can I jump on that trampoline?
And then she was like, actually, never mind. They scare me so much.
They do, because I actually had a crush on the oldest boy.
Mm-hmm.
That lived in that house, and then I would go out there and I would play with him and jump on the trampoline, and then his younger brothers would come out and I was like, get out of here. It turns out that was Corey's family. Okay. I was playing with his older brother who was who I had the crush on, because Corey is 2.5 years younger than me. So
who cares?
he was like a younger, I was like, ew,
you little weirdo.
Yeah. But
anyone who was like our
around.
siblings' age.
Oh, he was younger than my sister. So I was like, ew. Absolutely
off
not.
limits.
Mm-hmm. And his brother is a year older than me, so I was like, "Oh, that's it. That's it for me."
In limits,
Truly.
Inside of me.
Inside of me. You want to hear a crazier story, even that I don't know that I've told you? Maybe. So they ended up moving out of that house, and then years later, we moved out of the house that we were living in, so we were no longer neighbors, but we were neighbors for quite a while. Going even crazier in time. Okay, forward.
Yep.
I get pregnant with Noah. I have to move in with Dave. We move into that house that they lived in. His childhood home.
That's crazy.
Is where I had Noah and where I brought him home.
We didn't have him.
I didn't have him in the house. But like I had him during that time period. Brought him home to that house.
Yes. I was like, people are going to be like, what's that birth story?
I birthed him in my home. No, the birth story was boring. It was annoying, and I fucking took 3.5 hours to push that fucker out. I love you, Noah. Okay, we grow up. We move to different houses, different sides of the towns. He's on the south side. I'm on the north side. It's crazy. We'll never see each other, except we start going to the same fucking church youth group. And he's going because he has a girlfriend who goes. So he's like 13.
And you're going because you're making out with a kid in the church.
Who was my boyfriend. So we were going for different people, but we end up hanging out in the same group and talking quite a lot. So, I mean, I knew him through that. Still was like, no, absolutely not. We end up going to high school together. We never fucking talked because, again, he is probably grade-wise 3 years younger. So I'm a senior. He's a freshman. It was very much like, no. He graduated the year I had Noah. Awkward. Very different parts of our life. However, I'm working at a bar one fucking November day in 2015, trying to do the math. And he walks in because it's his 21st birthday. And who serves him shots on his 21st birthday? Me.
You do.
Me. And I offer him a ride home because he is fucking wasted and by himself. I was like, where'd all your friends go?
Which is hysterical because that's also how I found him at his bachelor party when I took him pizza.
He's very much like he roams away from the group. So he was like, I don't know where my friends went, but his parents, someone was coming to get him. And he didn't live very far from the bar that I was working at. So I was like, are you sure? I will give you a ride home. It's not a big deal. Could have been then, but it wasn't because we were dating other people. And here's the craziest one of all. I don't know if I've ever told this story. I might have, but if I haven't, here you go. So when I was dating the person who was a horrible, 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 horrible person to me,
Horrible, horrible to me.
one of the things he did outside of hitting me in the face.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If we don't laugh, we'll cry.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't his fault. He didn't mean to, or whatever.
Yeah, people throw glasses at your face all the time.
They don't mean to hit it.
Yeah.
I was just trying to scare you.
Yeah.
You're a dick for that, dude. Anyways,
Yeah.
so while I'm in that relationship, I realized that my boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
who shall not be named, is cheating on me. Okay? I find out that he's cheating on me.
Kill him.
It's true. And he's cheating on me with his ex-girlfriend. And the scandalous part of it all is that she has a boyfriend. So they have to do it in secret. And
Right.
we are both getting cheated on. And guess who her boyfriend was? My husband.
I bet it's Corey.
It's fucking Corey. So we are both on opposite sides of this. Our lovers are cheating on us. We find out at the same time. He
Very
leaves.
Fortnite.
It's very Fortnite.
Not this Fortnite. Taylor Swift's Fortnite.
I know, but immediately my head went to this Fortnite.
No, not that one.
We both find out at the same time. Corey leaves her. I stay.
Because self-esteem.
Yes. And so later on, I find him at a bar. I'm like, oh, hey, brother. Remember me? He was like, no, I don't know who you are.
You motherfucker.
This is Corey I'm talking to, by the way. And I was like, oh, well, I was dating so-and-so while you were dating so-and-so. And he was like, ooh, fuck that bitch. I don't want to think about her. And I was like, dude, no, me neither. She sucks so much. But what I'm saying is we should hang out sometime. We're drunk at a bar, by the way.
Yeah.
And he was
Which
like,
is why she's doing the slur thing right
Yeah.
now.
and he was
She's
like,
trying to immerse you in the moment.
I wanted you to be there with me. Also, we were smoking outside and I was like leaning up against the wall. So I'm sure I looked very fucking gross. Like a goblin that was like, you want to fuck about this or what? And he was like, yeah, cool. Haha. I think he laughed. And I was like, he's into it. He wasn't. Turns out he didn't know what the fuck I meant. So I was like, you should hit me up sometime on Facebook. And he was like, sick. And I was like, okay. Went inside, never heard of him again. And I was like, well, that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm never going to put myself out there. But boy, would that have been a funny moment of revenge.
Mhm.
You know?
Is that revenge that you just tried to say? Okay. I was like, menage revenge.
That's what I'm talking about. But no, because Corey's an idiot and he didn't know what I was saying.
But also,
He had a girlfriend at the time. And
Different.
so he was a different girlfriend that he was actually very into. Well, I mean, they were into each other at that time.
Mhm.
And I'm very actually happy that he wasn't into me because I like to know that he's a loyal man. And he didn't even fucking realize I was hitting on him. He was just like, yeah, maybe we'll talk about it. I guess if you want to sit around and talk about our exes, that doesn't sound like a fun night for me. But if you want to, I guess we will. Anyways, all of that then translates to one day I'm sitting there and it turns out that his ex-baseball coach is my dad's best friend. They are hanging out one night with my dad. And Corey is like, what's up with your daughter? And my dad was like, oh, Taylor? Or maybe TJ said it. Either way.
Yeah.
One of them was like, Taylor? And he was like, nope. Not that one. No offense, TT. It wasn't you, girl. He was like, what about Sierra? And they were both like, she's a mess. What do you mean? Are you sure?
I think maybe you mean Taylor.
And he was like, no, I think I really like Sierra. They were like, we'll give you her phone number.
Mhm.
So I get a message from the guy because he was my dad's friend. And he's like, hey, this guy is interested in you. Can I give him your phone number? And I was like, who is it? He says his name. I laugh in his face. I'm like, I'll tell you how I know he's not interested in me because he fucking straight up denied me. And
And also, you're mean for that.
years ago. And he was like, no, he just told me he was. It's
Mhm.
not like me trying to hook you up. It's like, he just told me. And I was like, fine, give him my number, I guess. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. 2 weeks go by. I hear nothing. And I'm like, you've done it again, you son of a bitch. I finally get a text message. What's going on? Hey, what's up? I was like, who is this? I actually said, I'm sorry. I think I lost your number. I got a new phone. I had a seizure and mine fell into the toilet.
You ever just have a seizure and drop your phone in the toilet?
At work, because that's what happened. I had to get a whole new phone, and I lost a bunch of my contacts. I didn't say that full story because I felt like that would be too much to a stranger at that moment. So I was like, I think I lost your number. Can you remind me who this is? And he was like, actually, I don't know that you've ever had it. This is Corey Parsons. And I was like, no, wooga, or whatever. Actually, what I said, because I'm a bitch, was, oh, ha, ha, ha. That's so funny. I totally didn't think that you were interested because I gave him my number like 2 weeks ago to give to you. Being a dick, kind of, because in that period of my life, I kind of hated men. I'm not going to lie to you. And I was kind of like, oh, funny of you to show up now.
Yeah.
And he hits me
What
back.
are you, horny?
Yeah. Well, it was like 9 o'clock at night. So that's why I was like,
I know.
oh, what's up?
Yeah.
He hits me back with, yeah, I apologize. My grandpa just died. I was like, oh my God, my regards to your family. Are you okay?
So do you need to like
Talk about
you need me to suck your dick about it or what?
Turns out, no. We went we talked for like 3 months because I kept blowing him off. I was not sure.
You kept blowing him?
I kept blowing him through the phone. Blow me through the phone. And so I didn't think it was real, and I didn't trust him at all. So every time we tried to hang out, I blew him off for until December. We started talking in September. And then finally I gave in and hung out with him. I mean, we hung out like twice with my dad around. So I don't know if I would consider that. Like, we all went out to a bar together as a group.
You had a chaperone?
We did. And
while he was deciding whether or not Corey wanted your sheep or whatever. How betrothals work.
Give him a full pig about it or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then we got married. I don't know. There was a lot that happened in between that as well, but I just feel like at that point I had to start listening to the universe, and I was like, okay.
And I feel like my string is tied to Sierra, so I'm limited in how far I can go.
You're tied to me forever, baby.
I am.
I'm sorry about
We're just going to make a big old star.
Our string couldn't be more
crocheted.
We're crocheting this bitch. We're making a full fucking sweater.
Speaking of, we forgot the ass and the penis again.
We were
crocheted.
We were in your car.
I know. We were gifted so many incredible crocheted items, and we want to display them along the back here.
Well, we can't display them all because some of them are fucking enormous.
Some of them are really big. One of them was a giant penis, and I will say, it's been in my car. I've been trying to get it into the office. And my children have been fighting over it, and they think it's a matchstick because it's important.
It is
to
a
know.
bright red tip.
I can't tell if the tip is the other side and those are the balls.
No, the tip is. They told us the tip is the tip. There's no balls.
Yeah, but if you look at the other side, it looks really tip-like. Well, I'll have to show it to you. Anyway,
tell us in the comments below: is it the tip or is it the balls?
Anyways, tip of the balls to you. You know?
So here's the deal. As with anything, applying this to your real life can come with pros and cons. I just told you that fun, silly story because I think it's a crazy amount of coincidences.
For sure.
And I know we live in a small town, but that's like,
there's a lot of people in this small town, though, that we've overlapped with.
And I've never overlapped that many times in those many ways. Oh,
truly.
Another part of it is that my mom's name is Elaine Sue. His mom's name is Susan Elaine. Their birthdays are 5 days apart. It's very strange. It's just little things. Anyways, let's start with the pros. To state the obvious, dating can be not the most fun thing of all time. However, the invisible string theory can help you take some of the pressure off. So for me, I kind of leaned into it where I was like, this is obviously fate talking. Yeah,
this is obviously my
I feel like I have to trust this. Now, I did that one other time because I had my ex-boyfriend, my very first boyfriend, the one I went to church group with, did stuff with him in the church.
Yes.
Came back into my life. He was going through a divorce. And I thought, wow, I just got the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah.
I'm also in a bad place.
Yep.
What are the chances we run into each other at a bar? It must be fate. Turns out, no, it was a really bad thing that happened. And I wish I could take that back.
Yeah.
So that wasn't. So just be cautious because
would you consider another thing that Susan was at the hospital the night that I had Ollie?
Yes. Yeah, all of it. Because she delivers babies.
I remember.
She was there for yours, and then
I think she was also there for Forrest, but I didn't recognize her because it was 2020 and we all had to wear masks.
Yeah.
But I remember.
Oh, yeah, that was early.
I remember for Ollie in 2018, she told people that she's like, I've never seen a baby come out this cute. And I was like, thank you, Susan. Thank you, Susan.
Yeah. Yeah, there's I can't even, I tried to write him down because I couldn't even, he also came into my work several times. I came into his brother's work, but I also like knew his brother, like we all hung out together, me with his brothers multiple times because we would all have like servers. What we do around here is after our shifts, we go out on a Tuesday night and the entire bar is filled with other servers. And it's so fucking fun because everyone's just talking shit about the people we waited on all night. And you could just, and you know, the bartender's getting tipped well.
Yep.
And it's just good vibes. And it would always be like Applebee's, Red Lobster, Texas Roadhouse.
You just bar hop
your chain
of
restaurants. And we would all like meet each other. We'd be like, oh, Red Lobster. Because we're all like still in our uniform.
Yep,
You don't even change. You just go straight from work to the bar. Anyways, that was fun. Okay, sorry. But the cons obviously could be the fact that it could stop you from working on normal stuff with your partner because you think, oh, maybe my string is tied to somebody else, or it could keep you tied to a toxic situation.
I would say,
and so please don't over romanticize your life in a way where you are blind to red flags. Because
speaking of red,
yeah,
I actually feel that because I've talked about Reggie before.
Yes.
Whenever we were in college, there was a person who went to Reggie and was like, hey, could you do a reading for me? And they were like, you have a red string from you to the person that you are supposed to be with. And I know that right now you're having a hard time deciding whether you should go back to something that's familiar but has never really worked before, or move forward with this
red
person.
String theory?
Is that different?
That's like one of the ones that's like kind of spiritual, because it's supposedly you're tied to that person through multiple lifetimes.
Well, I was the person that they were tied to.
And who is the other person? Okay.
We know who the other person was.
Okay. I didn't want to.
And so because I knew this, because I remember he and I were like in my dorm room, and he was like, oh my gosh, it was you. Reggie was talking about you. I'm supposed to be with you. I thought it was someone else, but it's you. And so I have been living with that in my head since I was 19 years old. And so now I'm like, you know what? I actually think I have scissors, though.
Yeah. I think I'm
like,
gonna cut the string.
I think I can cut the string. And so
the thing is that it could be that you were meant to have children.
A season and a reason. Yep.
Yes. And that's what I've told Corey that. I'm like, I want you to know I love you. I think we were supposed to be in each other's lives. But if you ever fucking
I swear to God.
Just know, bitch.
I swear to God.
You're gonna fucking
Sierra for a time was like, I'm looking at every man sideways right now. Just know.
That's for a time, bitch. That's my life.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at everybody sideways because my thing is that I was just way too trusting and like, I'll forgive this and I'll forgive that. And now I'm kind of like, you know what's right and wrong. You're an adult person like I am.
Yeah.
So like you can mess up to a normal degree. If you mess up like bad, if you like cheat on me, if you're like overly lying to me, if you're hiding things from me, if you're being a bad person, I don't forgive people for those things anymore. Yeah, that's not a thing. Like you're actively going out of your way to disrespect me. We're not
that part.
We're not
and
doing
I think that was when I realized like there's a difference between being tied to each other and dragging someone. And I don't want to drag someone. And because not only do I not deserve that, they don't deserve that. You know what I mean?
Truly.
So yeah, just keep that in mind as well. Are you tied, or are you being drug along, or are you dragging someone along? And remember, you have scissors.
You do.
You can always scissor.
And you always should.
That's what we will always tell you.
So how should you use this theory? Here's a couple things we'll wrap it up with. Number 1, maintain realistic relationship expectations. So you want to balance out this theory, if you're into it, with a healthy dose of realism. Be very realistic in the way that you're living your life and with the people that are in it. You can trust the process and trust yourself that things will work out the way they're supposed to, but you also still need to be logical and put on your critical thinking cap when it comes to relationships and people that you form them with.
Yes.
So check in with your emotions right after a date to understand how you're feeling. If you feel like you don't click with someone right away and you've written them off, if you want to give them another shot to see if your feelings change once you become more emotionally intimate, that's fine. But at the same time, don't feel like you have to just because you had that initial meeting with the person.
Because in my mind, and this is going to sound bad, I'm using this as an analogy, but please don't make exact parallels here. You ever walked a dog that doesn't want to be walked anymore halfway through it? You know what I mean?
You and my mom's dog.
Like
you always had to pick that bitch up and carry her.
Or they just fucking sat down and then you're dragging them and you're like, I feel like I'm causing this dog pain. It does not want to be doing this, but now we're already this far into it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying cut the leash and let the dog run free.
No, but like it's not your job to take that dog on walks anymore if you don't want to.
Yeah, and respect that maybe the dog has gone as far as the dog wants to go.
That's so true. If we think about just accepting people that do come into our lives, there might be the risk of assuming that that person is right without really having them meet certain standards that are important for a healthy relationship. So you might feel an instant connection with someone. You might think that there are signs telling you that that person is that person for you, but it's still very important to consider whether this person possesses the qualities you need in your life and you want, such as shared life values, emotional availability, just being a good, nice person to you. Don't settle for less than you deserve because you think that the fates are aligned. That person might just have to be in your life to teach you a lesson, and that's okay too. Because I also felt like that person.
Are they a blessing or a lesson?
That person that cheated on me, that was a really horrible person, I was friends with them in kindergarten. So it was also another thing where I'm like, oh my God, this was my friend in kindergarten and now we're together and maybe that was supposed to be. And it wasn't. But he taught me so much in my life that truly I feel blessed for me that he was in it. I don't wish any negativity against him, but I also don't want to ever see him again. I don't want anything to do with him. I'm proud of myself for getting away from him. At the same time, I'm happy he was in it because it made me the person that I am. And I don't regret that. But I also, you stay the fuck away from me, bro. And number 3, be open to opportunities for growth. So while you can't do anything to make the invisible string work its magic faster, you can keep an open mind and stay aware and be cognizant of the people that are coming in and out of your life. Okay? If there are any coincidences that might seem bigger than random chance, for instance, I feel like my invisible string was really trying to show. They were like, hey, bitch, we are throwing this person in your fucking face at this point. Both of you. If you don't realize, you're stupid.
You don't recognize.
You better fucking do something with each other. At least hang out. At least give it a shot, I think.
Yeah. And I will say, watching the two of you together, you've never been more yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know any other version of Corey, but
no, I've heard from his brothers. There's that fucking brother talk you get where it's like, they've never been happier. I got that. It's always at a bar somewhere. It's always when everyone's drinking. They're like, you're part of our family now. And I'm like, I got that from them pretty early. And I think it's because we both wanted something so bad that we were trying to force. And then when it happened naturally, it's almost like we stopped. We were both almost resistant to it. Like we said in our vows at our wedding, like neither one of us wanted to get married. We were so against it. I was so against like sharing a life with somebody. And basically in the beginning, all of our goals were, let's just hang out and have fun together. Let's just try to have a good time because we don't know how long we're here for. And I like you and I like your company and that's it. And then it was like, oh, wait, I think I'm just like deeply in love with you and that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And that's what happened. Oh my God, that's lame. And I hate myself for saying it.
You're gross.
I am gross for that.
And I love that for you, honestly.
So don't listen to me. Don't ever listen.
There's one thing you do. Don't listen to me.
This is a quote. It says, there isn't really anything someone can do other than utilize the framework as a way to understand that through timing and trust of the universe, that cosmic connection or deep relationship will be brought in at the right time. End quote. And if you think the universe is throwing a particularly hard punch at you, maybe you went on a really bad date that you won't forget for a while, just try to roll with it. Again, I think a lot of those things are like lessons in disguise, the universe or something is trying to teach you something. And
Yeah.
I'm always down for it. Like I'll take a beating if it means that I get
Maybe not again.
well, not physically, but I'll take an emotional beating if I
Okay.
have to. If it means I'm gonna grow from it.
Yeah.
I like that. Have you ever when you have to garden, you gotta fucking beat that soil up.
Till it.
You gotta till that bitch.
Yeah.
I want you to till me. Because you have to plant your seed in me.
Nope.
Okay.
I sure don't. And
I wish you wouldn't. Taking the lessons instead of fighting the lessons. That way, it's easier for the universe to push you through its natural currents so that it can bring you to the place you're meant to land upon.
I think that is what I follow most, is just kind of like,
Go with the flow.
yes,
Go
I
with the
very
flow.
much go with
Know
the
that
flow.
you have your life jacket on and just kind of let the ocean take you.
And if I feel at some point like I
This is
am
woo-woo, and
working
I'm sorry.
against the current,
Yes.
like I'm fighting against it,
Yes.
that's when I have to start scissoring.
Check yourself. That's what I scissor myself.
Yep.
And you should. And I feel like people, I think you should just scissor yourself all the time.
Yeah.
I think there are also going to be people in your life too that will be able to kind of be like, hey, this feels like, and not so, it's almost going to be like, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if those people are checking in on you a lot and being like, you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe listen.
Yeah.
Maybe, because that's what mine were doing for a minute. They were like,
Oh, same. But I never wanted to let people know that I was fighting to stay above water. I wanted it to look like, nah, man, I'm swimming. And actually, I could keep swimming forever. I
love
actually
that.
feel totally fine. I don't know why you are tossing me a raft right now.
here's my biggest piece of advice. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you
I would
wanna
also
do it,
second that. Don't do that.
if you want to do it with the world, fine, because the world, you don't owe them anything. But like to your close friends, you should let them in a little bit.
Yeah,
a
that's-
little.
I'll say,
It makes it easier in the long run when you need help then.
if there's anything that if there's anything I could tell.
And I'm saying that because I did it too.
No,
You
I know.
I did it too.
Oh, for sure. My younger self, it's if you tried as hard to give yourself the resources you needed as you did hiding the fact that you needed them,
Yes.
you'd be in a much better place.
A much better place. God damn. Hell yeah. So, all in all, the invisible string theory is just a fun way to look at your relationships in your life. And even if it's not a serious, scientifically proven theory, that's okay.
Yeah,
it's
just have fun.
It's just meant to be something to maybe sometimes.
We're trying to pass time here on this floating rock.
Oh my God, because nothing's real and everything's fucking
Silly.
coincidence. But sometimes those coincidences, take a bigger look at them because I feel like
They can be fun.
they can be fun and they can also be like a, oh, damn. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like when I look at the coincidences that Corey and I have, it almost makes me feel like a bigger love for him because I'm just like, look at all these ways that I feel like
We
it's
were connected.
just positive signs.
Yeah.
That we were meant to be because I'm Tigger. In the like grand scheme of all of it, if he would have been a different person in that moment where we were both like getting cheated on, it might have been like, yeah, we're connected, but it's not. We both learned that same lesson. We both had the same understanding. We both had trust issues in a very similar way. I mean, we were getting cheated on at exactly the same time in exactly the same way by the same kinds of people.
Yeah.
So when we got together then, there was such an understanding between us that I had never felt with anybody before because I looked at him and this is why I can say confidently, and you can all call me crazy and whatever, but I know Corey will not cheat on me. If there's one thing I know, and I will never with him. I will never cheat on him.
I will say you are a very different person with Corey than I've seen you with anybody else.
Yes. And it's because the lesson I learned through that, the hurt that I felt, it would make me sick to make anybody feel like that again. And I know he feels the exact same way. I will never hurt anyone the way that I hurt in that moment. That's something I can't imagine doing that to another person.
And it sucks that
especially him though. Especially him.
It sucks that there's things that you go through in your life that causes you an amount of pain that feels like it would crush you.
Mhm.
And I think when you find somebody who you can almost see that pain reflected in
Yes.
it does create an understanding between the two
Yeah.
of you. And I think that it can be a bonding experience
Yeah.
rather than like an opportunity, like a rescue mission.
Yes.
Which is what I feel like
Yes.
I always fall into.
Yes.
And
it's like neither one of us were
Mhm.
trying to be the fixer because we both were like, hey, we need to work on ourselves first.
Yeah.
Because we're broken people who were in a really damaging spot. But we could also both see how the other was broken and know I'm not the person to fix you because I can't even, I'm patching my own wounds.
Mhm.
I can't run over to you and tourniquet you yet.
But at the
I'm
same
working on
time,
myself.
I know what your wounds feel like, and I promise you I won't cause more.
Never.
Yeah.
Okay. So whether it's legit or not, just like any sort of human belief or experience, it's important to those who do believe in it, who find hope and meaning in a theory like this. So in mental health and thinking about general resilience, a hopeful stance is one of the most important ingredients. And that's true, I think, when it comes to things like depression, resilient. I would love, and I think I'm going to eventually do a whole episode on resilience. I've been talking about it for so long, but it is huge and critical. And I think that resilience is something that has helped me out of a hole more times than I can count that I didn't realize was what was like pulling me out of it. But changing the way your mind works and like finding those glimmers in addition to those triggers and being able to spot those just as much so that you can look at the good in the world as much as the bad is important. Keep your guard up, please. I mean, I think that's okay as well. But also just know that there's hope out there and don't lose sight of that because I would have pushed Corey fully away.
I was going to say,
where I was at in my life.
This is going to sound really stupid, but don't get so hard that you forget how to be soft.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's where I was at, where I was fully like, I don't ever want to date another person again. And he was like, I asked him multiple times, why did you keep asking me out? Because I turned you down probably 6 or 7 times before I fully like went in on it. And then I never stopped. After the first date, I was all in.
And I think part of you knew that was going to happen, which is why you were like,
no.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did you keep trying? And he's like, because I felt like there was something there and I just wanted to explore it. He's like, I wasn't going to force you into it, but I wasn't going to stop trying. He did say that very last time was like, okay, I was going to leave you alone if you said no. But he asked me in a group setting where we could all like whatever. He was going to like have a ride for me and all of these things so that I could be at most like comfort level. And he's like, if you said no to that, I was going to be like, fine, she doesn't want it. And I'll take the fucking hint.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to fully give up because I felt like there was something there. And I'm like, God damn it.
All right, fuck it, I'll marry you.
All right, fuck it. Let's have kids.
All right, I'm here, baby.
And I did.
Yep.
So anyways, that wasn't just supposed to be about the me and Corey thing. But I have always loved that. Yeah. I think that's
You're not normally the like romantic woo woo. And so I think it's nice. I think it's nice for you to be giddy and soft.
Well, and I've been married for 6 months. It feels so good. And like, I just love it. Everybody keeps asking me, they're like, 6 months, how's it been? I know the first year is tough. And I'm like, the first year has been the easiest of all the years we've had together. It's been amazing. I've never felt happier.
I was going to say, I remember looking up if year 6 was actually a rough marriage year, and they were like 6 and 7 is actually the hardest, and I was like, well, that makes sense.
Well, it's crazy because 6 and 7 of like dating is coming up for us. I mean, we're dating we've been together for 6 years now.
Yeah. I mean, I was in my past relationship for almost 14, so like the date it was 6 or 7 of marriage, and I think with dating, you don't do as much as you guys did with dating.
But we went straight to like basically we were married pretty quickly because we had to, because we lived together and I had a kid.
Yeah.
So we were playing house very early. Yeah. So it was a little bit different because you guys weren't, when you were dating, even in the same state for a lot of it. But I feel like, to me, it just feels like it just keeps getting better. And I think that's how, not that there's never going to be bad spots.
Oh, for sure.
There have been multiple times in our relationship. However,
but I think a bad spot doesn't necessarily mean you got to cut it.
Yes. It's just like
maybe the dog needs a break.
maybe the dog needs some water.
And then he can get his ass up and keep walking.
And that's all we're saying. Give your dog a bone or whatever.
Knick-knack, paddywhack.
Give your dog a
Go
bone.
get boned.
Here's what Yes. Here's what I wanted to say and I forgot about it. Hey, Mother's Day is coming up.
Oh,
We never do anything for Mother's Day and people always ask us to do stuff. And if I was better at my job, I would have remembered this Sunday was Mother's Day, but I didn't remember
We normally
that.
do a special with Erica from the Judgies.
We do. And we didn't this year. And I feel
I
bad. She
know.
even fucking mentioned it.
I know.
And I forgot about it.
Erica, I'm so fucking
Erica,
sorry.
I couldn't be more sorry. However, in lieu of that, if you would like a mother-ish / kid, you're a mother, or you want to tell stories about your mother, please send them. And next week, I will make a listener story, motherhood / your mom's stories. If you want to tell me stories about your moms or any kind of heartwarming,
mom.
any of the fucking anything in the realm of that you think is a funny story, a heartwarming story, any kind of story that you want to tell, we would love to hear it. I will go through them and then we'll make that our Mom's Day episode because we're butt shit at fucking remembering that we're moms and
Or that like
Mother's Day exists
when it's coming up.
I had
'Cause
no
we're too
idea.
busy momming.
I just said to Jerry, I was like, oh, we could do a thing this Sunday. And she was like, Sunday is Mother's Day. And I was like, fuck. Keep forgetting.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Send that into landtstories@gmail.com. And if you want that Sims content or just to see any of our other videos, you can go to patreon.com/ladiesandtangents and check out our website for merch. We might be getting some summer merch.
we might be
on the lookout for a new drop.
Hell yeah.
All right, everyone. I have to go pee. So we love you so much and we'll see you next week.
All right.
We're out.
Goodbye.